love about Dunedin. The old buildings, there's so many of them and they're so grand.
Spooky and gloomy.
Exactly. Well, it certainly gives weight to the rumour that it's New Zealand's most haunted city. Our mission is to spend one solitary night in its most intriguing haunt, Fortune Theatre.
It's a church.
But therein lies the mystery. Now, is the ghost a thespian ghost that died on stage, for want of a better word, or is it actually a parishioner or a minister who's pissed off with some of the secular goings-on? Guess we'll find out.
The fact that it's an old church that's been turned into a theatre sort of makes me go, because you hear of churches being haunted as well as, I mean, if you look on the internet for haunted theatres, almost every single theatre comes up, so I'm thinking double whammy.
I love being in theatres. I mean, you get the whole sense of history of some of the greatest actors, plus actors are notoriously superstitious creatures. Also, theatres are renowned for having ghosts as well.
And before you guys go off and do a little bit of exploring, we might as well take some time to look through some photographic evidence.
Sure.
First ones are 2 shots of the Fortune Theatre, which show a variety of orbs. Orbs are the most common anomaly seen in photographs. The second one is an interior shot. Now, this one technically has taken away the light aspect that we had outside, so they're quite good orbs that you see in there. Now, if you turn to the last one, that to me is pretty much the money shot.
What on
I
earth?
love this photo.
Yep.
It's fantastic. And it's one of the best photos I've seen so far. I see a girl with her arm in front of her, you can see a white collar, a bit of a bob haircut.
It's got a face with eyes and a mouth there, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you guys can get a photo like that, I will be very, very impressed. I don't think I've ever been in a theatre that isn't haunted, and this is a classic example of it, which will make life very interesting for these 2 guys. And I mean, most people get scared standing on stage in front of a live audience, so imagine how it's going to be for those 2 on stage in the dark and possibly with an audience that they can't even see.
So, Andrew, why do you think Dunedin's known as such a haunted city?
Well, there are a number of theories surrounding that particular question, but one of my favourites is actually based around a spring that actually originates just near a cemetery.
Right.
There's a lot of controversy surrounded that particular cemetery because it was relocated. A lot of the bodies were actually put under a mound, and many people believe that possibly the water that passed through that area is actually cursed. And it's quite interesting that that particular stream continues to run under many of the most haunted buildings in Dunedin. It goes under the Fortune Theatre, and I myself have seen an interesting shadow in that particular building on the left-hand side of the stage.
It's quite amazing from the outside. The Fortune Theatre doesn't look that foreboding. It looks quite sedate. But then once you get inside into the backstage area here, it is an absolute labyrinth. And to be perfectly honest, I think Michael and Carolyn are going to have a really tough time investigating all of these dark corners without getting lost.
So, Corey, you've been working as a technician here at the Fortune Theatre for a while now. You must have got to have seen many interesting things perched up in this little booth here.
I have seen a couple of little things. I've seen over my shoulder behind me back on the stage, I once saw a person over in a corner that looked like they were almost reading lines, and when you turn the lights on, they're not there. It's the most bizarre feeling, because you swear that there was something there, but...
There was nothing there.
There's nothing.
Right.
I've just been down 7 flights below street level. And what's down there is an old World War II bunker that I've been setting up surveillance cameras in. Now, according to local ghost expert Andrew Smith, down there in the bunker is pretty much the only place in Dunedin where you can see the alleged haunted spring water flowing underneath the city. It's pretty nasty down there, and I really don't envy whichever one of our investigators has to go down there during the witching hour.
All right, time to suit you up.
Can I have a torch, please?
Yeah.
Favourite part of the evening.
Oh, you love it.
Now, these helmets have 2 cameras on, one that shows your point of view, and the other one that swings around and points at your face so that we can see all the fear in your eyes. Okay, now these are your laser thermometers. All you have to do is just point and shoot, and it will give an accurate digital reading of the current temperature in any part of the room.
Thanks.
So have fun, be safe, and break a leg.
No, I don't want to break a leg.
Soon.
Okay.
I don't actually know how Callum's going to go in there because it is such a confusing place. It's like a maze. So I'm just hoping that I can lead her through without me getting her lost or her getting lost on her own.
It's so dark in here.
Now, I'll get you to head over to the back corner. There's a ladder there. That corner is where there's a lot of psychic energy. That's where most of the actors and the technicians have had weird things happen. So I might get you to just take a few photos at that corner while you're there.
This is really horrible. I might need to call you in with me, Brad.
Okay, if you head towards the back of the stage, there's an exit right at the back, and then there's a corridor down to your left before you head out.
Oh, it's like a little rabbit warren back here. Oh.
Most theatres have their share of ghosts, but this one seems to have more than most. Basic story. The Trinity Methodist Church, built in 1869, so you have a place of prayer, which is then taken over by a bunch of actors in the late 70s. And all of a sudden, they're sighting ghosts, they're hearing noises, creaks and groans. Some people believe that it was a disgruntled parishioner. I'll take some photos, actually, when I'm down here on the stage.
Brad.
Okay, is there a ladder on your right-hand side?
Yep.
Okay, and there's a door behind the ladder that's bolted? That's one of the props rooms where the stage managers and people like that who have to deal with the props quite often talk of the props moving or disappearing. Can you open the props room and just have a look and just take a photo?
Oh, shit. There's a stupid little mask here.
It's the props room, you'll get that.
Wise ass.
So I'm just going up the back of the auditorium now.
Okay, I'm back now with you, Michael. Yeah, while you're in there, people often talk of a ghost that sits up in that theatre. Are there any seats that are down, Michael? Because last time I looked, when I was setting up the cameras, all the seats were up nicely.
There's one seat that's down. I'll sit in the seat next to it.
Yeah, you're a brave man. Quite a few audience members have been sitting watching plays, and they've actually turned to talk to the person next to them. And the person hasn't responded.
Well, as long as they've come to see a good show, I think I'll be okay.
Carolyn, can you hear me?
Where to next?
There a door on your right.
There's 2 doors. There's one in front of me and one to my left.
Go through the one in front of you.
Oh my gosh.
You okay? You've gone through the wrong door.
The wrong door?
Do it almost a 180. Back the other way.
I just came from there.
Michael, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Ray.
I've got electromagnetic flux coming from the tri-field meter downstairs in the bunker. It's 7 flights down, so I need you to get your skates on and get down there as soon as you can.
Copy that.
The flux could indicate some sort of paranormal activity. When you get down the bottom, the tri-field meter is behind the grate, so reach in and have a look.
I am heading down what I've been told is the heart of haunted Dunedin. Now, the reason why this place is said to be a psychic hotspot is because it's the only place where you can actually see the underground spring, which carries spirits that are not at rest. This place is pretty damn creepy, and it stinks. Wow, there it is. No, I think this under here is where we can see the spring. Somewhere down here, apparently. What's that? Yeah. Some kind of a sick joke. I'll see if I can get further in. Ooh. I'll see if I can put my hand in and touch it.
Now we know where, please let me out. I'm hearing noises and stuff upstairs.
Okay. There's like a little entrance to your right, behind a door. Open that door and there should be stairs behind it.
There's something behind the door, Brad. I'm not going to go in, sorry.
If you come back this way, you're going to get lost. You're going to have to go back up the stairs.
Oh. Can you come in? I want to get out.
Michael, can you hear me?
Come in, Michael, if you can hear me. Michael, if you can hear me, I need you to come upstairs as soon as you can. I need you to basically come and rescue Carolyn.
There's really weird noises in here, like creaking and stuff. Oh my God. Ah, who's there? There's no one here.
You sounded like you were getting pretty spooked out, so Brad just sent me down to make sure you're okay.
That's horrible in here. Do you know the way out?
I think I know the way out.
Go, go, go. Oh. There's the door. Freedom. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Okay.
Now I'm
We're out,
so
we're out.
I thank goodness. That
I
was
just did
horrible.
a rescue mission.
Worst performance ever. You'll never make it on the stage.
Oh, thanks for that.
I don't want to ever go back on that stage, in all honesty.
Let me take these for you.
I can't believe it. I got so lost in there.
Okay.
Tears. There were tears, Brad.
I know.
That as well?
Thank you. At least you
Okay.
guys get to go to sleep.
Yeah, we need to go get some rest, I think.
Yeah.
That was pretty taxing in there.
And give me that, and give me your backpack, and yeah, go and get some rest. You guys have definitely earned it. And I will see you in the morning after I have waded through all of the footage. Well, Tim, there was tears, there was screams and yells, but was there any evidence?
I think there will be evidence because I freaked out in that place. Not only was it such a rabbit warren and I had this terrible claustrophobic feeling, but I was definitely freaked out about being in there. Oh. Can you come in? I want to get out. I totally felt like there was some sort of presence there. Couldn't see anything, but yeah, it's just a feeling that you get.
Cara, you were downstairs in that bottom theatre, and the technician that you spoke to, Michael, mentioned about there was always a presence in the corner over there where the ladder was, which is why I got you to take some photos over there. And this was one of the photos that you came up with. By enlightening the photo and just doing our normal contrasting, there's actually quite a few orbs in this shot, just around there on the back wall, and they all seem to be concentrated around that back area where the ladder is, which ties in with the fact that, you know, that's the area where the presence is mostly felt, and it's quite odd that there's heaps of orbs there as well. Now, Michael, we'll get to you. You went down to the bunker before you come up to find Carol, and you were downstairs in the bunker.
That place was awful. There was 7 flights down into the pits of Dunedin.
Well, this was actually at the top of the stairs. I watched this camera that got you right at the top of the stairs as you were wandering down. And I'll play this down for you.
Really?
It's weird, isn't it?
What was that little...
I don't know. Definitely not spilled from your light because you're down the next flight of stairs on the next landing.
Right.
So it's nothing from that. But I can't work out what it is. A classic case of ectoplasm if you want to go by paranormal experts. But normally we see ectoplasm, which is, you know, the mist before a spirit becomes an apparition. Normally we see that in photos, so it's always a still frame. But to see it on video is quite another thing. It's quite remarkable.
It was kind of like something had come to check up on me as I was going down.
And, I mean, maybe there could have been other occurrences downstairs, but unfortunately we had to pull you out to come and rescue Carol. And Now, Michael, this is you on stage taking a photograph. Now, we did talk about the spirit that people sometimes see.
Sitting up in the back of the seating, yeah.
Yeah, and you've got an interesting technique because your flash doesn't work on the camera, but you still manage to hold the torch underneath it so you can illuminate something so that the camera can actually focus. And I'll get to the photo in a moment. This is you. You walked up into the seats, and you picked out that there was one seat that was down.
Yeah.
And you sit in the seat next to it.
Well, I didn't want to sit on anything if there was anything there.
No, absolutely. Good call. This is the photo that you took when you were on stage, which, again, I went into just enlightening it and contrasting it so we could make out what it is.
Okay.
And that's what I came up with, which is a very strange shape to be sitting in the seat, so it was probably just as well you didn't sit in that seat.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much exactly in the area where the seat was down.
Right.
It's a strange shape. It's
Yeah.
more than ectoplasm. I think it's bordering on an apparition.
Yeah. In the sense of it, it looks quite menacing, like
Yeah.
leaning forward.
The angry parishioner.
The angry parishioner.
Well done. I really like this shot. That's superb. And it also backs up some of the evidence that's been handed in that we've seen beforehand.
Right.
From people that have felt things and seen things. And I think we've managed to prove quite a bit of that tonight. In the cold, spooky Fortune Theatre. The evidence is quite bizarre. The photo that Michael took inside the theatre, it's strange because you always want more and more and more in terms of, yes, there's some sort of apparition there.
I was much more connected to it being a theatre than a church, and especially when the evidence of me when I was going down the stairwell and having that orb float past me. Just amazing, because I didn't feel it, I wasn't aware of it.
I just absolutely panicked. I felt like I couldn't move, and it's quite strange now. I mean, there were orbs in the photos and that sort of thing, but I'm trying to come to an understanding of what made me that scared about the place. It's strange.